Well, I've crested Bondi Road. Whoa. Which is the test for me as to just how difficult this the hills are going to be on this walk. And they're difficult, there's no two ways about it, but I knew that. The question was more, you know, with the full bin, is it going to be impossibly difficult? And no, but boy, I'm not going to be slow going up the Blue Mountains, that much I do know. Pushing the bin, of course, is an added challenge, but it's daunting, but exciting at the same time. And then, of course, big announcement. They were trying to plan this as a surprise for me, but logistically it was just too difficult. But Colleen and my daughter were planning for her to come out and surprise me along the way somewhere, my daughter from the UK, and walk with me for a while. But it was logistically just too difficult to know where I'd be and how we can do this. But we've made a plan, and she's flying out almost a month today, and she's going to join me and do the walk from Nyngan to Cobar, which is just over 130 kilometers. So that'll be a 4-day stretch, just father and daughter. Oh, even as I say that, I get a little choked up. Ooh, it's just wonderful that she's committing to doing that with me, and for us to spend real quality time together, you know, over a period of 4 days on this mission. So yes, I'm just blown away. And it's something, you know, Nyngan's a halfway point. So this is something for me to aim for and motivate me. My neighbour Vicky said last night, we were having farewell drinks, she said to me, it's like having a rabbit or a hare for the greyhounds to chase, you know. It's the motivation to move you forward. And look, I think I wasn't short of motivation, but Vanessa coming out is just an incentive beyond comprehension for me. So yeah, wonderful news. Just, as I say, just blown away by that. Right, okie doke. Phil and Vicky, thank you so much. You guys are absolute stars. Both of us appreciate what you've done. Thank you. And to come and see us off this morning, Vanessa with her new pram. Nothing crying in there, I hope. And yeah, and I've got one full bin here. I tell you, that bin is not light right now. So muscle building stuff. All right. So here we are. We got our little camp spot, our dusty camp spot for tonight. Vanessa's tucking into Mexican beans on some egg fried rice from On Track Meals. We've got the tent set up. We're all good to go once the sun goes down, which is not going to be too long. And yeah, we just have to secure the cart and the bin. Over yon is my I've got a bottle and a half of cognac. Vanessa bought me a bottle, half a bottle of Remy Martin VSOP, which is very nice. And then I'd bought in the meantime a bottle of Courvoisier VSOP, which is also very nice. So I'm not short of a cognac. And right now we're drinking a nice cheap Shiraz Cabernet out of a cask. Nothing wrong with that either. And so it's been a lovely evening. The sun is just about to dip under the horizon over that way in the west, and at that point things are going to get pretty nippy. So I'm going to finish my meal and then get ready for the night. Well, it's coming up for 8:15, a little later than we would have liked, but we've had a lovely morning in the freezing cold. I reckon it was maybe 1 or 2 degrees this morning. It was really fresh. But we've had 2 cups of coffee each, we've had breakfast, packed up camp. We had a good spot except for the dust. My God, it was the dustiest spot we could ever have picked. Everything's just covered in it. But I think it's going to get that way anyway. So we just got to find our way back to the road. We're a little way off the road on the other side of the railway line, which we're about to cross. Yeah, snug sleep until you had to get out of the bed. And we're going to head west again, just for a change. And see where the road takes us today. First stop is Hermidale, which is about 12 kilometers away. So we'll see what we can snaffle in Hermidale. Yeah, we will press on. Now we're on the drag. Yeah, Hermidale, it was just too far for us to make last night, and would have been nice to have got to Hermidale. Oh, Vanessa's thought she was losing her pants there for a second. But it said, you're stopped and sorted out. It's a high-vis jacket that she's tying around herself just to be a bit more visible, I guess. I thought your pants were falling off. So yeah, she did well yesterday. 34 kilometers. That's not shabby by any measure. And we got to knock that off again today, much to her delight. If we do that, 68 all up in 2 days. 68. Yeah, that gives us, a little bit over halfway. Oops, my earbud just fell out. Yeah, it gives us just a little bit over halfway. So I'll stop babbling and we'll press on. Are you double socked?
I was trying to keep warm.
Yeah, that's a. I'll tell you, Double socks are more problematic than single socks.
Oh yeah, no, it wasn't to walk in, it was
Just to keep warm.
yeah, and then I totally forgot to do my shoes up, so take them off and
Oh, okay. Okay.
down if you want. I'll catch up.
No, I know you'll catch me up. Right, well, we are onto our second cup of coffee. We've just had breakfast. We've had oats this morning for breakfast, which we really got to watch in these little pots because it burns on the bottom. And then we have a mission getting it all off the pot. But anyway, this is our campsite for the night. And it was spot on. I tell you, a nice campsite this. Well, you could argue it's close to the road, but that's what we're dealing with. But with earplugs in, we kind of become immune to that. And the traffic that does obviously quieten down in the middle of the night and the early hours, so you get a decent rest. So yeah, that's it. Vanessa hard at filling water bottles, and yeah, it's a little warmer this morning than yesterday morning. Well, not a little warmer, quite a lot warmer. Yesterday it was freezing. I mean, there was the dew on the tent had iced, so it got down to close to zero yesterday. But we have a tiny bit of cloud cover. I don't know if it's visible when I lift the camera up. So there's a bit of cloud cover, and I think that's helped just keep the temperature from dropping too much overnight. Anyway, lovely warm sleep. My legs ache at night. I wonder why. And other than that, nice and snug, really nice and snug, and that's a nice tent. It's roomy enough for the two of us, well roomy enough. So yeah, I'm really happy with that, and it's easy enough to put up. We're not dealing with too much wind now as well, thank goodness. But who knows what might happen later on. Anyway, enough of me babbling. I'll turn this off now. And we're on the road again. What's the time? It's just coming up for 8:15. So you could argue it's a late start, but we had a nice couple of cups of coffee, cooked up some oats for breakfast, had a nice leisurely pack up of the camp, and yeah, so we're on the road. Now you might wonder why I'm walking on the left with the oncoming traffic coming up behind me. Isn't that dangerous? Yes, it is. However, there's two elements to this. Well, one key one is this bin and the wheel configuration continues to pull to the right. So when I'm on the other side of the road, the camber of the road keeps pulling the bin off the road, and I've got to fight it the whole time, and it just burns energy. Also, it just tires my arm out, and I get a numb hand in my right hand eventually. So if I walk on this side, it's much easier to push the bin in a straight line. The thing is, so from a safety point of view, all we got to do is keep an ear open, because you hear the vehicle coming up behind you a long way off, and invariably they see us and they move over to the right, way over to the right. But we just can't cast a glance behind to make sure that's happening. And then, if there's oncoming traffic at the same time, we just pull off the road and let it pass by, so that we're not becoming a frustration for them and a hazard at the same time. So we manage it, and that way it's just a little less energy sapping to do this. So that's the rationale behind that. So tonight is Vanessa's third night of camping and her last night of camping. So and then Thursday night we'll be in Cobar in a motel room. So we won't be looking for camp spots. We won't need to set up camp for the night, which all takes time. I like to do that well before the sun drops below the horizon. So that means we've got a bit more time to spend on the road catching up if we have to. And we might have to. Vanessa's also got a bit of a knee niggle, and I'm just mindful of that too. That doesn't develop into something that's going to cause more problems. She's supposed to be wearing her knee guard this morning, and I noticed that she isn't. But she's a grown woman. I can't dad her the whole time. The signboard coming up here says 500 kilometers to Broken Hill. So, yeah, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. That means I've now done 660 kilometers to here. So today we've done 24 to this point. 24. We want to push on and see if we can do at least another 8, I'm going to say. At least that. We're doing all right. I'm worried about Vanessa's knee. She keeps saying, oh, it's all right. But I know what she's like. She's like Colleen. It's like it's not all right. They just don't want you to worry about them. And because they don't want you to worry about them, you worry even more. So I just want to hear what it is. I kept saying to her, just tell me. It's not a big deal if if you need to rest, if you need to stop even, we'll find a way. But she's not limping. That would give me a real cause for concern. So at least, I have that element, to bank on at this stage. Anyway, hopefully it's all good. She's doing bloody well. This is remarkable. For the most she had trained, so I got to here, which surprised me in a way, was 10 kilometers. That's the extent of a day's training for her. So to come out here and knock off 30 plus kilometers a day is really remarkable. After that, and she wasn't pushing anything, she was just power walking, granted, but that's not the same as, you know, endurance walking like this. This is about just toughing it out, and boy, she toughed it out. It's unbelievable. I'm so proud of her, and I truly am. Truly am. All right, so this is day 4 with Vanessa. Now I'm talking to the mic here. Day 4, and we're just leaving camp. It's 8:05. Having packed up everything, it's nice and warm today. God, we were lucky not to wake up like the first morning where it was about 0. I reckon this morning is over 10 degrees for sure. So we've been very lucky. We got 36 kilometers to do today to Cobar. But like I said before, it's not like we have to set up camp tonight before it's dark. So we got, you know, an extra hour and a bit of walking that's available to us. We haven't, on this leg between Nyngan and Cobar, we haven't done 36 k's yet. The most we've done was 32. But when the end is in sight, your spirits lift, and the last 4 k's are nothing. So we're doing 4 more k's, but it's not a big deal. There's a little breeze at our back, which is really encouraging as well. It might last, it might not. I just hope it doesn't turn around. So yeah, good few kilometers to knock off today. We hopped up on Voltaren, both of us. Vanessa's got a knee guard on today. We'll see how that goes for her. My Voltaren is mainly for my back, because I do stoop a bit when I walk, pushing this bin. Well, we've still got a few k's to go today, well, many k's to go today, over 30 still. But I thought I'd just talk about this experience for a little bit of Vanessa coming over to walk with me for this leg. And this has just been, as I expected, an experience of a lifetime, and I'm sure for her too. I'm not going to speak on her behalf. I'll let her do that. But for me, you know, to spend this amount of time exclusively with your child, you know, when they've got domestic responsibilities, they're living their life, and have a family back home, for her to, and a job, and for her to commit to this is just incredible. And that was one part of it, you know. It was very touching, obviously, for a dad to have his daughter commit to that. Really a big deal. But then we've been on the road now for 3 and a bit days together, camping out together, and just chatting about, you know, everything and anything. You know, we don't get the opportunity as parents, as kids get older and move on in their lives, to do that. So it's been magical, you know, getting her view on things, situations, and to some extent on this walk. And this is not a trivial walk, let me say that. It's demanding. It's one thing to walk 30 kilometers or 32 or 34 on a given day. But then add to that, in her case, this dog pram that's loaded up. Trust me, it's not light that she's pushing. And then you do that back to back for 4 days in a row. And not a moan, not a complaint, not a sigh, nothing. She is the most uplifting soul to be around. And I'm her dad, so lots of bias in that statement, clearly. But that's not just my opinion. It's anyone who meets Vanessa will see that, will experience that. She's just a delight to be around, to have around. One of the most uplifting souls. And I think sometimes, perhaps a little self-sacrificially, I think she tends to bottle some stuff up in a secret compartment, and it takes a magical key to get that open. I haven't cracked that key yet, that code. But that doesn't change anything. She's always been, from when she was just a baby, an absolute bundle of joy. A giggly, upbeat, lovely little soul. And she's still that. And a mom and a wife to boot. So I am so privileged to have had this chance. Truly, truly blessed. See how she's doing. How's your knee holding out? Okay. Yeah? Genuine? Okay. You're not just saying the words.
It's just a bit hot in
Yeah.
the things.
Okay. Huh? Oh, my hand's okay for the time being, thank you. Yeah. Koalas, good luck. If you see one, you
Run and scream.
I know. I know. Yeah, good luck on finding a koala out here. We're just 5 k's out of Cobar, and we've passed 2 of these little pull-off areas where people have put teddy bears and other animals onto these trees. Yeah. Interesting. Here we are. Not quite at journey's end. We've got 1.5 kilometers to go to the motel, but we're at the Cobar I don't know what you call this sign. I guess so, but it just looks like an old mine works that they put up on the on this embankment here, which is obviously an old dump site of some sort, tailing site, and and it's quite whimsical in a way. And wow, hasn't this young lady done a job and a half? What an effort she's put in. What an awesome effort. I cannot comprehend, because this has not been easy. These 134, 35 kilometers. They've not been easy. And her knee's been giving her a bit of jip. And she did wear a knee brace today, but I just noticed there's a very slight limp to her walk, which, you know, you don't want to see happen. I hope she hasn't injured herself. All right, photo opportunity.
Yeah.
Come on. 1.5 to go.
Yeah.
1.5, that's all we got.
How do you want to do this?
Well, come on, you're the selfie queen.
I don't know. Not a selfie queen, but stop sign out the way.
That's a good one. That's a great one.
Oh my god.
Have you got another 1.5 in you?
Yeah.
Tough, eh?
Yeah. It is.
It's a tough walk.
Yeah.
You have done unbelievably well. I am so blown away.
Amazing for the
No, you know.
45 kilometers. Do you know how you did that one?
No, let's understand something. I set myself up for this, you know. You came along thinking, oh well, I'll just come along and have a walk. No, it's a bit more than that.
Yeah.
But you have done just, I'm so blown away by the effort you've put in. You must be really proud.
I am.
Of course, you've got to be, because I'm so proud of you. Wow.
Oh,
All right, let's see if we can crack on another one, and nice and slowly. This might be our last hill. Let's hope.